Thank you very much. Good morning. What a fine woman that is. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Gerry Anderson here. It's 29 minutes to 11 o'clock. Today, Friday, the 15th of October. Today being Friday, being the day it says, look at the curtains going across, it feels like show business. Friday being the day it is, it's complaints day. If anyone out there has something that they want to air and feel as if I should know about, or indeed the good people of Northern Ireland, or the good burgers, the unemployed and the well-scrubbed, you may give us a ring here at 0645 555 678. That's 0645 555 678. Let's start off with something a bit unusual. Been asked to play this by a lot of people. I always say that, I know, but it's true. People ask me to play lots of things. That's Tom Russell. That's a song called The Man From God Knows Where, from an album called The Man From God Knows Where. Right, the number to ring if you want to contact this programme is 0645 555 678. I've got some things to deal with here. A lady writes to me and she says she sent me an LP by, who was it? Ian McLaren. It's an album called Unexpected Song. She says, why don't you play that? Well, I look and I see a version of Danny Boy on that, and I played it upstairs this morning. I hadn't played it earlier on, and it's very, very good indeed, because a lot of people in this programme have complained that I play people singing Danny Boy who have no voices, and they want to hear someone singing Danny Boy who can sing. So I'm going to play that later on for all those nice people and for Anne. That's Ian McLaren from an album called Unexpected Song. A man from the province, a man who can sing. Right, here's another letter from Paul McAvoy. It says, P.S. I was sorry when Mo left. I loaned her a paper handkerchief once when she was about to sneeze. It was in Belfast. You know, she'll remember that as long as she lives. Paul always begins with his PSs, which is why I like him. He describes this as a letter from Casablanca / Warren Point by Carrion Pigeon. No, not Carrion Pigeon, Carrier Pigeon. No airmail. Dear Gerry, you will remember that I talked about the musical braziers. We talked about that the other day, last Friday actually. Apparently there was some store, sorry I've been in America too long, there was some shop in somewhere, I think it was Newry, who were selling musical bras. And apparently they sold very quickly. But no one has ever admitted to having bought one, because no ladies rang me. But apparently they rang him. I asked people to ring me if they had one and play it for me. I'd never played one before. I had four telephone calls from a number of ladies, 3 married and 4 single. Hold on a minute, he had 4 telephone calls from a number of ladies, 3 married and 4 single. That's 7. Would that not be 7 phone calls? Anyway, never mind that, he's obviously insane. All inquiring as to where they would purchase a musical brazier. At the moment, they are all a complete sellout. Most probably, I will have a consignment with me around November for the Christmas rush. Oh, get into dealership yourself, eh? And may I just say that anyone out there who's got a musical brazier, I would appreciate a call, and maybe you could give it a bit of a toot on it. All was quiet around the Point Square last weekend. There was no underpants races. I believe the prizes for the winners were no good. He explained yesterday that the errant young of Warren Point had taken to racing around the streets in their underpants. And apparently there were prizes. I know I said that before, but I just thought I would explain it, and then I realised that there was no need to explain it. All I was doing was repeating it. And he goes on to say, an elderly man who is 43 years married told me confidentially that his wife, who over all the years has been very placid, now, he says, she is acting strang. I think he probably means strange. He doesn't realise that there should be an E at the end of it. She is acting strange. She can't settle down and doesn't make love to him anymore. In short, he said, she's completely frigid in comparison as to what she was before she acted strang. He went to his doctor, explaining the situation, and finally the doctor said in plain terms that she was a victim of the millennium bug. So it's still around, Gerry. So if you've been married for 50 years to the same man and don't feel like making love to him, it's not normal. It's the millennium bug. The playing field near Duke Street surrounding hedges is as bad as ever. Lots of litter and dirt and broken glass. No worry about children getting cuts, I suppose. So, if any of the local councillors are listening to this programme, please ring up the appropriate officer responsible for this neglect. Another question is being asked by parents. What is the environmental officer doing that he isn't out to catch the careless dog owners who let their little beauties dirty the paths and handy gateways, huh? The road runners are still racing up and down the Newry Road. You have to count 5 and run across the road if you're going over to the SCA factory, which is near the Newry Road. I know where the SCA factory is. Do you think I'm stupid? Finally, when are the toilets going to be restored to the mall in Newry? On Tuesday, I had a sudden call. No toilets. So I went into the nearest pub. There were 2 ladies ahead of me. They kindly let me in front of them. I told them, "It's now or never, girls." Not a moment later. One said, "God help him. Man is all the same." Finally, I met your old friend Gerry Kelly of UTV over in Ross Trevor, declaring open Tony Roden's insurance broking business. The little earner during the week. Where would you be without it? In 14 Bridge Street, Ross Trevor. He would like you to play The Mountains of Mourne. It's his favourite. He is a Mourne man. I can't believe that Gerry Kelly actually said something civil about me and asked, I wonder, would you ask Gerry to play The Mountains of Mourne? No way. Best of luck to Eddie McGennity, Tommy Ray and Russell Trodden. And his brother Down. Get it?
I got it.
Russell Trodden and his brother Down.
Do you remember Dolores that you were looking for? She's on one. She wants to talk to you.
I'm getting very worried about the state of politics in this country. I think we are going insane. Now, I heard something yesterday. I don't know if you heard this or not. Do you know the way they brought all the politicians away to London to a big fancy house so they wouldn't be able to talk to people like Stephen Grimmett, who squeezes things out of them?
Yes.
And Gerry Adams was being interviewed yesterday, and he said to the reporter on the radio, he said, "We're going back to Northern Ireland now to have some unilaterals, bilaterals and multilaterals."
Yeah.
Now, have you any idea the percentage of the people in Northern Ireland who have no idea what that means?
Well, I'm one of them.
Do you know what's a unilateral?
I don't know.
A unilateral is when you talk to yourself.
Right, and then what's a
bilateral is when you talk to someone who's
else.
Bisexual.
Right.
And
or someone who can speak 2 languages.
No. A multilateral is a person who speaks a number of languages.
Right.
If you speak to someone who speaks Italian in Spain, that's a multilateral.
So
bilateral is when you speak to someone, who's bisexual.
Right.
You know what that is. You know better than others.
Yeah.
And a unilateral is when you talk to yourself. You've seen unilaterals yourself. You know the guys who walk down the street going, them boys.
Yeah.
That's a unilateral.
Yeah.
But why are they talking about unilaterals, bilaterals and multilaterals? Well, they know in their heart and soul that 90% of the people who are listening have no idea what that means.
Right. Do you remember Dolores? Remember you were talking about Dolores?
Yes.
Well, she's on the line. Remember you're looking for her.
What Dolores was that?
Do you remember Dolores Dignam?
The woman who served in the cafe on her hands with the trays on her knees.
That's her.
Good morning, Dolores. Dolores.
Yeah.
Is that Dolores Dignan?
Yeah.
Dolores, a man told me about you.
What man?
He told me not to tell you who he was, but he said you were the most wonderful thing he'd ever seen in his life.
I can't believe this, honestly. It's really, really strange. My husband's behind me making faces.
Did you or did you not ever work in the Signet Cafe in Carrickfergus?
I did, yes.
Did you or did you not, every once in a while, used to serve people walking on your hands with your tray on your knees, of course not wearing a skirt, because then you could see your knickers? Did you or did you not? You had the tray on your feet?
Yeah, with some glasses or cups on it.
And did you or did you not be in a position to be able to serve people like that and not spill things on them?
That's right.
Now, what I want to ask you is, when did it occur to you to do this? And at what point did you say to yourself, I must try that?
I always used to do acrobats and things at home, and I just was doing it. And Billy G, if anybody remembers him, the editor of the Carrick Ad.
The owner of the what?
The editor of the Carrickfergus Advertiser.
Sorry, the editor of the Carrickfergus Advertiser.
Yeah,
sorry,
he used to encourage me.
Yes.
And he got me onto television doing it.
What show were you on?
The 6 o'clock show.
Tea Time with Tommy, was it? Who did it? Was it Michael Bagley?
I don't know.
Tell me how I believe you can walk on your hands, young woman. Go ahead, do it. Go on, quickly.
I'm doing it.
Are you doing it now?
I am.
Are you on your hands at them? Well, it's a great feat if you don't mind the expression. And you used to do this, this would pull the punters in. Well, can you still do it?
I can still walk about I can still stand on my hands, yes.
But can you do it with a tray on your feet?
No.
With a cup of tea and two... But you used to have the cup of tea and everything on it, didn't you?
Yeah, or a glass of pop or something.
Yes, we call it lemonade here. None of this pop talk. We don't like that pop. So where are you from originally? You're English, I'd say.
No, I'm not English.
Are you? Oh, you're Welsh?
No, I'm not.
Well, what
I'm
are you then?
Irish. I'm from Carrickfergus.
No, you're not.
Of course I
You
am.
must have lived away for a long time.
I've lived away. I was nursing in White Abbey Hospital,
Yes.
and I did this before I went into nursing.
Uh-huh.
And then I left, and then I went and was a district nurse in London.
Yes.
And
Well,
of course, I met my taffy husband.
Yes, that explains your... Well, do you ever do it for him?
I tell you something, he threatened that he was going to say what I did.
Well, do you know what I have to say to you? What's the point in being married with a woman who walks in their hands if you've no fun? Well, Dolores, it's been nice to talk to you, and I'm glad I've tracked you down, and I'm sure a lot of people who used to watch you will appreciate the fact that you're still walking in your hands and kicking.
Oh, and you can't tell me who the person was?
No, he told me not to tell you.
Oh, I would love to get in touch with him, whoever it was.
No, I can't tell you.
Okay, then.
I can't told me not to tell you.
Oh.
He told me all about you because he was very taken by you.
I can't believe I was only 15.
No, he expressly said, don't mention my name.
Oh, go on then.
No, he must have a reason for it.
Wonder why.
He must have a reason for it. I don't know. No, I have to respect his wishes. Okay. But sure, maybe he'll get in contact with you. Where do you live, roughly?
I live in between Swansea and Cardiff.
Oh, you're there at the moment?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I should have asked you that. I thought you were in Northern Ireland.
No, I wish I was.
Listen, I'll tell you what. We have your number here, haven't we?
Yes.
If he wants to contact you, would you mind if we give him your number?
No, not at all.
So if he's listening and he wants to contact you, sure, maybe he'd give you a little ring.
That would be lovely.
Hey.
But I'm working, so...
But that's okay. He'll probably catch you sometime. So when did you... how long have you been over there?
Oh, I've been over here since I was 20. I was in England, and then I've come... my husband's Welsh, and come to Wales. I've been away from Carrickfergus for 34 years.
Well, how did you hear that we were talking about you?
Well, I got a phone call from my sister, Rosaline.
Yes.
And she said... And I thought, I can't believe this. I thought it was a wind-up,
No.
But my sister's, I'm the funny one. My sister's, she's a good girl. She's not well at the minute.
Yes.
Can I just say that I do love her?
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
And I was just stunned, and I thought, well, if somebody remembers me all those years ago, it'd be nice to, speak to them.
Well, I mean, how could they forget? Is the Signet Cafe still open, I wonder?
No, it's not open. And the proprietors were Jim Beggs and Peggy Beggs, and they had a son, and they were really good to me. They were really, really nice, and they bought me my fob watch and all before I went nursing.
All right.
They were really good bosses, They were smashing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's nice to hear from you. I bet you look back in those days with a certain fondness.
Oh, of course I do, yeah. Of course I do.
Well, I'm sorry I missed you in your prime.
Oh, I'm still not bad, man. You're 36, 24, 36.
Oh, I'm sure you look well, but it's very seldom today that people walk on their hands and serve you in cafes.
Yeah.
Well, long may your souls reach the ceiling.
Oh, bless you.
Okay, Dolores, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. It's really nice to speak to you.
Thank you.
And love to all my family over there.
All right, then. If the gentleman wants to give you a ring, I'm sure he'll give us a ring.
That would be really, really nice.
Number. Okay, love.
Okay.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, that's great. Look how... people think I'm...
Sorry?
People think I'm hard, but you look at me now. Look at me.
I know, you're almost in tears.
I know, my little face is...
I know.
Crumpled.
You're all
I know.
moist.
If people could only see this side of me, they would like me.